Hey guys, thanks so much for clicking on the video. It is finally here. It's finally here. This is my review for Season 2, Episode 1 of Empire. Been waiting for months for the show to come back. Before I even get started, I have to take a minute. One of my fellow YouTubers, say Sean Bradley. Sean is having there's a medical situation going on with one of his boys. So I definitely am asking everybody to send some prayers up for that baby. That baby's having a hard time medically, and you know that is going to encompass the whole family. So please put their whole family in prayer. Sean, we love you, and we are pulling. And I'm not going to go, I don't know all the details of what it is that's actually going on with that baby, but I know that prayers work. So just pray. It don't matter, about what it is. Send them up. Send them up for my brother Sean Bradley and his family. Okay? All right. Now let's move on into this review. I've been trying to save my voice all day and trying not to talk too much so I can get through this. But you all know from the door, y'all know my ass is Team Cookie all the way. And yes, my shirt says Cookie. Well, it says, her name is Cookie. But when I say it, it's Cookie. So, it's my shirt. I made it. I did it the way I wanted to do it. So, anyway, y'all know I'm Team Cookie, period. Anyway, so, and I got notes, child. Because, an old bitch can't remember everything. But, anyway, I'm going to try not to forget too much. Because, again, it's a scripted show. There's a whole bunch that actually goes on. So, we're going to try to just roll with it. Don't get upset, because that shit's not going to be in the order that it was on the show. But I'm going to get it all out. I don't care how long I talk. We're going to talk. If you got to watch this in 2 parts, watch it in 2 parts, because I'm not going to worry about it. I'm going to talk, because there's a lot that went on. So we're going to start off right from the door. I'm just going to talk about my main characters and where they are. Because we're starting right back where they have arrested Lucius for the murder of Bunky. Okay? So they got that. They have a witness and all of that. Y'all remember the little homeless guy. So they got Lucius. Lucius is actually in jail. The show is starting off at a concert. There was a concert that is actually thrown. I'm going to talk about that concert in just a second. But let's just go through my main characters. Okay, so we want to say Jamal. What's going on with Jamal? Jamal is the child that has actually been left with the burden of the business. Surely they don't see it as a burden, but he's the king for right now. So Jamal's in charge of everything. And everybody's pretty much mad about Jamal and that whole process of wanting to try to take him over. Everybody else is against him. They want to kind of take him over. Jamal kind of knows that. Okay, he's aware that some shady shit is going down. Just don't know exactly what, but he knows there's some shady shit going down because he knows his family members. He ain't crazy. So, in the midst of all of this, Jamal's being really logged down with the business side of things, and he's not able to really deal in his creative as much as he would like to. So that's what's actually going on with Jamal. And at the same time, I'll talk about it a little later, but Jamal, he's changing. He's changing. His whole persona is changing, and that will happen because that's that business side of everything, and it's kind of taking over his creative. So you're seeing a big change in Jamal, but we're going to talk about that later. Hakeem, the little boy with the big shoes, just bitter and impatient. He's bitter and he's impatient. He thinks that he should be running Empire, period. He's clueless to the fact that he's stupid, but that's his thing. We all know better, and so does Lucius. So that's why he ain't running shit. But anyway, little boy with the big shoes is just bitter, and he's impatient. Andre is conflicted. Andre got this whole thing going on, this struggle between being in church and not being in church, because now remember, Cookie believes in God. Lucius doesn't so much believe in God. The boys have actually been under Lucius's hand for most of their life, for the main part of their life. Andre has actually run into what the goodness of God is and how it works and how it makes you feel. So he's a little conflicted. Then he has the whole little situation with the killing Vernon, and he's having nightmares and shit about that. He's just conflicted, and then he's bipolar, so that ain't helping. So he just got a lot going on. That motherfucker is like living in a motherfucking cold sweat, basically, at this point. And trying to keep it together. Rhonda, his wife, white lady, she's basically worried about keeping Andre on track. She's trying to make sure that he doesn't get too caught up in his religion and his spirituality and go to dishing and spilling his guts and his soul to the pastor and all that shit. So Rhonda is really in a nervous state, and she's pregnant. She's pregnant. And I don't know if I actually believe that Rhonda's pregnant, but whatever. She's leaning on that she's supposedly pregnant. I don't think I believed her. But anyway, because I don't trust that bitch no further than I can throw her. Becky, Gabrielle Cinnabay. Becky's doing what Becky does. She's Jamal's right hand. She's demanding respect. Because, they get a little flighty because they're spoiled brats. So they get a little flighty. Becky, don't play that shit. Y'all don't talk to me real crazy, motherfucker, because really and truly I keeps this shit running. And she's wanting some normalcy with the brothers, because you can see them unraveling. And that's what Becky's like shooting for. But again, Becky is Becky. Becky is strong. Becky is Jamal's right hand. Okay? So y'all pay attention. Becky's Jamal's fucking right hand, and she's actually Lucius's right hand. Okay, Cookie. Cookie is busy. That's all I'm gonna say. My girl, she's busy. She's busy trying to run a takeover, as well as keep everything in line, as well as keep her boys from tearing each other's heads off. So she's cutting side deals like a motherfucker. Cookie's busy. She's being Cookie. Anika is just fucking scandalous as hell. Whatever, all the shit that went on in season 1 has pushed this bitch over the edge. This bitch is just scandalous. She's just scandalous. We just see her like she's trying to hold her character, but you see the bitch is going in all different kind of avenues that she wouldn't normally go into. She's just fucking scandalous. And again, everybody looking for their come up. Everybody's angry. Everybody has an issue. They're all angry with each other and the business and Lucius and whatever. She's angry. So it's causing her to be real fucking scandalous. She's still fucking a little boy with the big shoes. The bitch is scandalous. Okay, anyway, and then we got Lucius. Lucius is in jail. Lucius is as sharp as motherfucking ever. Okay? Trust me. That motherfucker's not missing shit from inside the motherfucking pen. And we're going to talk about that. So just hang on with me and you'll see what I'm talking about. That motherfucking Lucius ain't missing a motherfucking beat, okay? He just ain't in the office. Okay, so let's go back to the concert. And there's a ton of guests. Like right in the beginning, boom, we had a ton of guests. People doing different things. They were at this here concert. And the whole thing was like hashtag free Lucius. We acting just like Lucius ain't dead nothing, child. Folks is out there rallying. But again, remember, Lucius is a force to be reckoned with in them streets. Lucius does the shit that you don't see Lucius doing. Lucius come through the neighborhood and give $100 bills to the babies. And Lucius will come in and buy a motherfucker some groceries. Shit that you don't see. So Lucius is a force to be reckoned with in them streets. Rent paid, shit. A lot of shit that you don't see that Lucius does in the ghetto. Lucius is Lucius, okay? So yeah, the people are like, free Lucius, this, that, and the other. This is all some bullshit. Y'all trying to pin it on, they ain't trying to hear it. They ain't trying to hear it. We know that motherfucker is as dirty as an old tampon. But that's just, again, that is the big neighborhood drug dealer. The big neighborhood drug dealer generally is the shit in the neighborhood's eyes because he does shit that people don't know about. Okay? It's just when he fuck up one of your goddamn family members that you get an attitude. And that is actually the basis of the show here. I'm going to go right into the show, y'all. And my whole thing about the show as a whole, and I'm going to start my review, and then by the time I get to the end, you're going to understand what I'm saying. Family. These are my family. And nobody's fucking them up but me. Period. Okay? So, okay, let's go. So we're in the concert. There's a fucking ape. Some fool in an ape costume up in the cage. And he's coming down, beating the chest and all this bullshit. Well, when they get down, you actually see it's my girl in the ape costume. She takes it off, and I'm like, I'm sitting there like, okay. I'm like all excited. She got this bullshit ass outfit. Now, it's a designer piece. It's a designer piece. But again, in Cookie fashion, it's a mess. It has all kind of shit going on. It got beads, and it got feathers, and it's a mess. I said, what the fuck, Cookie? But the bitch was wearing it. I'm gonna give her, the bitch was wearing it. The bitch looked good, but the outfit was who traded a motherfucker. It had a whole lot going on. But in the midst of all that, she's actually doing this whole thing about social injustice and people being in jail that ain't got no business being in jail, and on and on and on, and when they gonna stop treating us like animals and blah, 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 blah. Now, Hakeem actually had a problem with the whole thing that they're doing it. Like I said, he's impatient. Cookie's like, motherfucker, just shut up. We are dealing with this. We're ready to overtake this company. So we got to make light and try to act like we really behind Lucius and all this. Shut the fuck up before I get another broom and beat your ass. So that was the whole thing with that. So they're going through the motions, basically, is what they're doing. Ain't nobody really happy for real but Jamal about this whole shit with Lucius. Lucius is watching this be televised while he's in jail. A lot of shit's going on down at the jail, as well. We won't get there. But Lucius is making his rounds in the jail. Everybody know who he is. They know what he's about. They know don't fuck with Lucius. And, he got his goons and all that. It is what it is. So, let me go run through real quick all these people that you saw. We saw Al Sharpton. He was at the concert. And he went and said some old shit to Cookie, and she dismissed the fuck out of Reverend Al. She gave him chops. We don't get on her with that perm, honey. So we seen Reverend Al had a little run in with Cookie. Andre Talley was there. Y'all know Andre Talley, honey. Fashion Andre Talley. That Andre Talley. Vogue Andre Talley. Anna Wintour's friend, Andre Talley. Okay, he was there with one of his, draped capes and everything, and said some old slick-ass motherfucking shit to Cookie about her having on last year's designer piece or something, and she fucking eye-rolled and dismissed that motherfucker, because that's Cookie. I said, work, Cookie. She dismissed the fuck out of him. Then, we see Petey Pablo. He was performing. We see Swiss Beats. He was at the concert. There was a whole thing with Dawn Lemon. Dawn Lemon actually had a run-in with Portia, and that bitch was trying to say something to him about Ferguson, and I don't even remember what she called Ferguson, but it sure the fuck wasn't Ferguson. She is just ghetto, running around looking like Fantasia. I just love her. She's just ridiculous. It's just a mess, and there's a couple more little scenes where there was a guest. There was a mention of a guest that wasn't there, but we'll get to that in a minute. So right after that, we actually see the introduction. Well, right before, right in the midst of the concert, there's these new characters, Tricky and Mimi. Okay, they are some big money investors, and Cookie was actually trying to cut this deal with Tricky and Mimi. Mimi is the motherfucking money, okay? Mimi is this overdressed Texan motherfucking carpet muncher, okay? Is basically what she is. She, right from the start, you pick up this bitch. She's a lesbian. which is cool. She's a lesbian, but she's one of them power lesbians. Like, she don't have no filter. That bitch, I don't believe there's nobody she thinks she can't have. That bitch was making a straight up play for Cookie. Cookie clocked it right away. It was funny because when Andre introduced Cookie to Mimi, he was, Cookie, you know, Cookie was being Cookie. She would tell her about her outfit, and she was real down with her and all that. She ran up on her Cookie style. So Andre's like, Mom, you know, chill. She gonna say, boy, shut up. I know what I'm doing. Because Cookie knew. She knew. She knew right away. She had clocked that bitch and was like, that bitch want to munch my motherfucking box. I'll say whatever I want to say to this bitch. And she was right. So as soon as the concert got started and they was outside, that motherfucking Mimi was making a play for Cookie, told her how sharp she was, and basically let her know, girl, listen, honey, I want to play with your little man in the boat, honey. You know. So, whatever. Anyway, so Mimi is the money. So they're playing up to Mimi. Okay, so during all of this shit that's going on, where I tell y'all that Lucius don't miss shit. Lucius was seeing the telecast. Lucius rolls up on Jamal later and asks him, who in the fuck was that motherfucking lesbian up in your mama's face? I need to know who she is. Find out for me who she is. Lucius don't miss a motherfucking beat. Cookie and Lucius, I swear, sometime share the same heartbeat, but whatever. So he clocked her right away just from seeing the bitch on TV. Okay? But again, that's his job. Ain't he supposed to know everybody that's chasing this motherfucking woman? Because y'all can say what y'all want to say. In his mind, Cookie's still his woman, okay? So, anyway, in the midst of playing, trying to play to her to get her to come on with them, with the deal about Empire, so they can overthrow Jamal, they end up throwing this whole lap liquor party, honey, for Mimi. They got this party going on, honey. It's just, when I tell you, it was just lesbo out. Fabulous party. It was fabulous. The girls was in there getting it in. And it was funny because that Mimi, again, I'm looking at her, I'm like, look at this fucking power lesbian. She turns it. The bitch she's clean, and the bitch just turns it. And again, she's real arrogant. So, now you know she like Cookie. We know that from the door. But that bitch seen Anika and was like, oh my God, the bitch was salivating, okay, over Anika. Anika ain't even with it. She ain't even with it. She like, nah, I will fuck the little boy with the big shoes on, but I ain't even trying to go swamp diving, honey. I'm not even that girl. Child, she wanted Anika. Cookie told her, get on over there and dance with her. Because first of all, Cookie was wondering, why in the fuck is Anika even here at the party? But that was some of the little boy with the big shoes is bullshit. Because he's so busy wanting to fuck her that he just can't get it. You know, he fucking his stepmama, so he just done. She got him all wrapped up. So that's why Anika's ass actually ended up being there. But anyway, Cookie told her, get the fuck over there, bitch, and get to dancing with that hoe. You know? And Anika went on over there. She said, take that motherfucking sweater off, bitch. I laughed so hard. I said, y'all reminded me of Truck Turner, honey. Sluts for Sale. I don't know if y'all ever heard of that. It's an old movie from the 70s with, what's my boy, Isaac Hayes in it, honey, and Miss, Nichelle Nichols, honey, and she plays this madam and all this, honey, and she had told one of her girls, honey, get on out there and sell some pussy and take that motherfucking jacket off. That's exactly what I thought of when she told her, get on over there and take that motherfucking sweater and unloose it, honey. But yeah, Anika went over there and that bitch got to twerking and working and carrying on. Again, she's turning into... The bitch is just scandalous. It's like Anika's doing a lot of shit that we thought, like, damn, we thought she was prim and proper. That bitch was working it. That bitch was throwing that ass in a circle, as my girl Tiki44 says. Throw that ass in a circle. So, I was laughing at that. She forced her to dance with her shit. And that was that. So, shit's popping. You know, shit's going on. It is what it is. A little bit after that, we actually see the whole little situation when they go and they having this meeting. So they making these phone calls, these motherfuckers is moving around and shit. They like, it's going down, it's going down. So we got all the investors and shit. They all up in the room. And Jamal's in there meeting with them and shit. Fuck around. We see, here they come. Cookie. Little boy with the big shoes. Anika. Andre. Rhonda. They rolling. They ready to roll up in this motherfucking meeting and turn it. Because they got Mimi in their pocket. They roll in the motherfucker. And shit gets turned. All of them end up dropping their faces on the ground when they turning it out and they talking, and Jamal's like, deal already been made. What is you talking about? This, that, and the other. Hakeem with the old impatient shit. We taking the company over. And you look at the top of the table, ain't nobody paid no attention. Who the fuck turns around at the top of the table? Like that motherfucker Mimi. She turns around. Jamal done already got to Mimi. And she said, oh no, yeah, I had a deal with y'all, Cookie. But I ended up getting a sweeter deal going directly through motherfucking Lucius. Because Lucius Lyons is Empire. What y'all got going on, or what y'all think y'all got going on, that's cute. But the company is Lucius Lyons. Ain't no company without Lucius Lyons. Lucius Lyons is Empire. And I cut a sweeter deal with Lucius. That motherfucking Cookie looked over at a nigga and said, I thought I told you to fuck her. She said, I did. She said, ain't that a bitch? You don't even know how to dyke, right? Cookie, fucking hot mess. So that shit blew up in their face. Then Jamal clicks on the motherfucking overhead. There's a message from Lucius. He in jail, got his motherfucking orange jumpsuit on, and that motherfucker said, game over, bitches. Don't miss a motherfucking beat. That motherfucker is cold. You hear me? Cold. He ain't nothing but just not in the office. That's all. He just ain't in the office, but he's still running that motherfucking company from jail. I've screamed. Do you hear me? Screamed. So anyway, we move on from that. Let's see. Where are we going to go next? Okay, so in the midst of all this, there's another character that comes in. We've heard about him, but we've never met him. Frank Gatson. Frank Gatson is a guy who Cookie and Lucius used to run drugs for back in the day. Okay? So, he was the big man. They worked up underneath him. And shit like that. Okay, so you're going to remember the name. The name is, everybody's scared of Frank Gatson because he's dangerous. And that motherfucker will put a hit out on you and you will come up stinking. Okay, that's the Roses. Remember the Roses? That's Frank's fucking signature and his trademark. So in the midst of this, there's roses that been going out and shit. But we ain't paying no attention to all this shit. While in jail, we meet Frank. So everybody's nervous about the fact that Frank Gatson is coming to the jail where Lucius is, and the fact that Lucius is there. We thinking there's going to be this big beef between Frank and Lucius. Frank and Lucius meet up the day Frank get there, boom, 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 everything's good. Ain't no issue. They ain't got no issue with each other. They like, bam, 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 we done. It is what it is. And they got along, everything's good. And we're like, damn, that cracked our face, because we were sitting there like, there's going to be some shit with these two being at the same jail. Lucius went right on in. Ain't no thing, Frank gone and ran to jail. Don't nobody give a fuck. I'm getting the fuck out of here. That's Lucius' word, but I'm getting the fuck out of here. I don't want to be in control of this shit here. You got this, motherfucker. You ain't never going to see the light of day. I'm trying to get the fuck out of here. In the midst of all this, Lucius ends up seeing during the little visiting area one day, seeing Jamal. He ends up seeing Frank's daughter, and she's spitting a verse. Cute little girl, little rapping little child. Kind of remind me of a young, I want to say a young MC Light, kind of. But she was getting the fuck down. But Lucius heard her and he complimented her and shit. And Frank was looking kind of nervous and shit. And he's like, yeah, no disrespect. I just, I love how she's flowing and shit. And he rolled on. So Frank and Lucius is cool. Now who ain't cool is Jamel and motherfucking Frank Gatson. Do you remember Jamel? Jamel is Cookie's cousin who did that motherfucking drive-up hit on that dude. Remember, it was a mistake. They thought that the dude that Frank was sending the roses to Carol, and remember she went to see Carol, her sister, and all that shit, and her and Cookie put that motherfucking hit out. Jamel's the guy, D-Ray Davis, went and did that that hit and shit. Now his ass is in jail. So Frank then already approached Jamel and told Jamel, we got a motherfucking problem. Because I know you behind hitting my boy. You can say what you want to say, but I know you did it. So he's denying it, you know. So Jamel makes a phone call home, telling, you know, said, Cookie, you know, shit that got ugly. That motherfucker Frank Gatson is after everybody he knows. Shit's getting ready to get real in the field. So that's that. And he's telling Cookie, you got to get Lucius to protect me while I'm up in here, because this shit then got ugly. So I'm like, all right, cool. So then you see Jamel had a couple little meetings with Frank. That last little one, that motherfucking Jamel folded like an old cheap piece of fucking luggage. That motherfucker gave up Cookie. He told it all. Punk motherfucker. Told it all. He really did. I said, come on, Bluebird cunt. Snitch like a motherfucker. So I'm like, all right. So that was that. And I was like, done. He let Cookie know, let him know everything. That Cookie turned state's evidence, all that, you know, he's like, I ain't do the hit. I ain't do it and shit. That was Cookie. Boom, 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 boom. All that. So the roses done started. Carol done got that message from Jamel. Carol's trying to get in touch with Cookie. Ghetto ass fucking Portia got a shit. So phone call don't get through. I got boo-boo. This, that, and the other on. She just messy. You know, that motherfucking Portia, she just messy. So the message ain't get through to Cookie. Cookie don't know exactly what's going on with these roses. She thinking, again, Lucius and his bullshit. But it's not. The roses are actually coming from Frank. So, Carol brings her ass on down and infiltrates and gets her ass up in Cookie's apartment. She in there, she got these badass motherfucking daughters. They in there playing with Cookie's wigs like they playing with Barbies. Cookie come in the door. There's a box out front. Again, she ain't paying no mind. She done brought the box in the house, sat on the motherfucking coffee table. She's like, what the fuck is you doing in there? And why is these bad bitches in there playing in my motherfucking drag? So she's like, Cookie, we got a problem. This, that, and the other. She's like, girl, the roses are real. The roses are real, girl. They coming from Frank Gatson. Bitch, everything, it's like everything started going in slow motion. In the motherfucking room, they tell the kids, the fuck out the room. Get out of here. Everybody looking back at this motherfucking box. They send the girls in the room and shit, and she's like, oh my God, what in the fuck? So pull the box up. It's Jamel's head in the motherfucking box. When I tell you that I laughed so motherfucking hard, Carol is a scary Mary motherfucker. Girl was carrying on. She's crying and carrying on. Cookie gonna say, why the fuck you keep crying like Tammy Faye Baker? Bitch, get your motherfucking self together. So I'm sitting here screaming. That bitch is folding. She's like, this is fucked up. They gonna get us, bitch. So I'm laughing at that. Shit, like I said, shit done got real in the field. Cookie sends out a message at that point for every motherfucking body to get over Lucius' house right away. She didn't want to hear no bullshit. She didn't go through no story, no explanation. Everybody get to the house. I got a meeting. We need to get there. She sends everybody to the house. Okay, so we're going to stop there. I'm going to jump somewhere right quick. Okay, in the midst of all this, like I was telling you, Jamal is doing a lot of changing. Jamal is getting so in touch with his butch queenness till, and I don't know if y'all understand that, but when I say butch queen, like me, just queen. Jamal, butch queen, like how he still has that whole male butch persona, and if he don't really tell you he's gay, you kind of don't know, but then you kind of figure it out, that kind of thing. Butch queen. But in that piece of the show, I see where Lee Daniels actually went there, because you know Lee Daniels is going to talk about the issues between the gays and the heteros and all that. We're going to do all that. This is what we're going to do, because this is what the show do. We talk about all the issues. And there is an issue between feminine gays versus masculine gays. So he attacked that right away. So, okay, Michael's back. So Jamal's back fucking Michael, little Mexicana. He's fucking him and everything. But he's not liking the change and Jamal, because Jamal's really leaning on this masculine gay thing, like he's pulling his hair and shit, and I'm like, oh, you really going in with your little so-called masculinity, Miss Jamal. You're really doing it, girl. So it's kind of that little thing. So when you really see it, there was a whole situation where we had another guest. There was a meeting at the office. He was saying, we'll have a meeting at the office. Jamal really didn't want to have a meeting at the office, but he just been running low on time with everything. So he agreed to go ahead and have this meeting at the office. He went ahead and had it. Miss Lawrence is there. Y'all know Miss Lawrence from the Fashion Queens and from Real Housewives of Atlanta life. Okay, so we go into that. Bam. Miss Lawrence, this bitch is turning it. When I tell you this stinking whore laid on a desk, giving you damn near all the way in drag, but she gave you Sylvester realness. If y'all don't know who Sylvester is, Google it, go to YouTube, and go and find some of Sylvester's shit. Sylvester is the bitch. She was that bitch before there was ever a RuPaul or anybody thought about a RuPaul. But okay, so go do that and go look up the episode of Unsung about Sylvester and you'll find out some history. And not just gay history, disco history. She is a pillar of our community. I'm part of the LGBTQ community. Sylvester, that bitch is one of the founders, okay? Whatever. But Miss Lawrence, turn out, you make me feel mighty real. That bitch sang the fuck out of that shit laying on that desk. Now, Jamal was living for that. That bitch told him, yeah, well, we need to do this, do something together, blah, 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 blah. He, smiling and grinning. But again, Jamal was supposed to make this appearance at some LGBTQ function. He weaseled his way out of it. He just going to throw money at the cause. Michael made the thing, I know you're not comfortable around gays like him. Very flamboyant gays. This, that, and the other. He made reference of it. I said, okay, leader, you go. I knew he was going there. But yes, that's a whole issue. The masculine versus the feminine. Yes, it's a whole fucking mess. It's ridiculous. And if you're not gay, you probably really don't understand it, but it's an issue. It's always been an issue. So Jamal basically ain't even trying to really deal with it. He just threw money at the cause, and that was that. In the midst of that, when I told you there was another celebrity that was mentioned, baby, when I tell you they read the fuck out of Sister McClurkin, honey, in the little scene there, when I say sneak read, they let Donnie McClurkin have it, honey. I said, y'all better leave Sister McClurkin alone, honey. But they did. They made reference to Donnie McClurkin like he was going to be part of the motherfucking, the little function. I said, oh, y'all better go ahead. They let Donnie have it. But anyway, I got tickled with that. Because Donnie, child, whatever. I ain't going into that. Y'all go look up my video. Any video that you see under my name about, the church and what's that fucking show? Sunday's Best. Go look that shit up. Anyway, moving the fuck on. Okay, so that was funny. And Miss Lawrence, I love Miss Lawrence's little piece that she did. Okay, so let's see. All right, so let's go back. So Cookie goes to the jail to see Lucius. They having their whole little thing, their back and forth that they always have. He told her, I love you, but goddamn it, I hate you, and I don't know how I can do both at the same time. But they go through all that. Basically, she get down to, she like, fuck all this shit, Lucius. I ain't got time to be fucking around with you and all this bullshit. Yeah, you mad about the infiltration that we was trying to, whatever, Lucius. Fuck all that. All I got to say is, they messing with us. And that's all the fuck Cookie said to Lucius. They messing with us. That motherfucker sat up just as straight. Who? Who the fuck is messing with you? And that's where I told you, that motherfucking Lucius, that motherfucker don't play. He don't play. So that whole motherfucking light-skinned face shot up there, and that motherfucker was like, see, I don't play like that. So that was that. So Lucius goes, bam, right away, he goes see Frank Gatson. He got to have a sit down. He's telling him what's going on. Frank's telling him, damn, because at first, when Jamel was trying to put that shit out there, he still was riding for Cookie. Frank Gatson was like, Cookie ain't no motherfucking snitch. You lying motherfucker, you gonna get killed. Playing. Whatever. But he finally convinced him, and he's like, yeah, Cookie. So he told Lucius, Lucius, me and you, we good and shit. You used to work for me. You done good for yourself, shit, whatever it is. But we good. But, Cookie, that bitch, I got a problem with that. That bitch started state's evidence on me. She snitched. And I had a problem with that bitch. That bitch got to be handled. It just is what it is. Lucius was like, well, I ain't got no problem with that. I ain't got no problem with you, Frank. And Frank's like, all right, good. I'm glad that you're glad to hear that shit. And he was like, and he said, and I'm serious. He said, I really would like to sign your daughter to Empire, because she's bad. I just think there's something we can do with her. He gonna say, Lucius, I can't do it. I can't. You throwing a little penny out toward my daughter with a signing deal, that's not gonna stop me with my shit with Cookie. That bitch got to be handled. He was like, all right, Frank, again, like I said, me and you is good. I ain't got no problem with that. He said, but the only thing is, if you got a problem with Cookie, motherfucker, you got a problem with me. And I said, come on, Lucius, come on through. So at that point, he's like, damn, Lucius, I thought we could do this easier than this. So this motherfucker gets up and he's like, you know what? Kill him. Kill him. Make it quick and make it quiet. And he got all these goons in the place, 5, 6 goons in the place. And they looking, everybody looking. Lucius like, for real? For real though? Just like that? He like, yeah. He's like, it is what it is. So he tells Frank, he gonna say, you got me fucked up in the game. You sit down, motherfucker. He said, and let me tell you why this shit ain't gonna work. He got the naming off the goons and telling exactly why each one of them goons wasn't gonna bother him, because they didn't actually belong to Frank. They actually belonged to Lucius. And he got them all in his pocket. Taking care of this one's mama, paid that one's mortgage, this one, that, and the one white guy, he was like, it's just about the music. That motherfucker just loved music. So that motherfucker's in my pocket. He told him, so no, it ain't gonna go down like that, bruh. Sorry to tell you. He said, now y'all go ahead and y'all kill him. And make it long and make it loud. And he walked the fuck on up out of there. And when I tell you, they tore Frank Gadsden's ass up in there. Tore his ass up. Everybody, security guards left, turned their head, tore that ass completely up. And it was done. It was done. I loved it. Loved it. That motherfucker Lucius, he's a man of very few words, but when he says some shit, you damn well better be listening, because somebody's going to come up stinking. I loved it. It was so motherfucking cold-blooded. Loved it. Anyway, so that was that. And then the whole part of Frank Gadsden was played by Chris Rock, and Chris Rock played the fuck out of it. He really did. So, now, that's why I say, Lucius, that motherfucker and that family of his, okay, we can fight, and we can argue, but ain't nobody fucking them up but me. Okay? And that was that. So I was loving it. The whole family dynamic, they just dysfunctional. But again, at the end of the day, don't come over here fucking around. Anyway, so at that point, Cookie goes to the house. Everybody's at the house. Nobody knows what's going on except for Carol. Carol starts explaining some of what's going on. Cookie hit the door. She rang the doorbell. They open the door. Cookie comes in. She's like, it's over. It's done. Everybody's safe, this, that, and the other. She's explaining. So when they get done with that, then Jamal flips it. And he's like, all right, good, cool, all that's fine. All you motherfuckers, get out. Get out of my dad's house now. All of y'all. All you motherfuckers are disloyal. All you motherfuckers ain't shit. Y'all was trying to do some sideways shit. The fuck out my dad's house. And they was like, what motherfucker is it? The little boy with the big shoes goes like, it ain't even your motherfucking house. He said, get the fuck out. Get out. And Cookie's like, just go. I keep the motherfucking peace. So she's moving them all out and shit. And this was the shit. This was actually the best scene of the whole goddamn show this week. They put them all out. They all are leaving. And Rhonda's like, fuck you, motherfucker. I'm glad to go. Come on, bae. She got Andre's old medicated ass, dragging him on out of there. Everybody leaving. So, Cookie's standing there. She's like, now, Jamal, you know what? It is what it is. I'm trying to do this for the family. I'm trying to do this for the brothers to keep y'all together. This, that, and that. He looked at her and he was like, get out. And she's like, what? He said, get out. Get out. I don't want to hear what you're talking about. You're disloyal and I ain't feeling you. Get out. And Cookie him and her had this stare down. And he's looking at her, she looking at him. And neither one of them want to back down. And she slapped the shit out of Jamal. Because he did. He was like, what, lady? Get out. She smacked the fuck out of Jamal. And Jamal sat there and stared at her. And that's when the power struggle came. She's looking at her motherfucking self in the face. Okay? And she's like, getting just like your goddamn daddy. And she smacked that motherfucker again. He looked at her. Get out. The fuck out. Get out. So, at that point, she tried not to break. And she like was like, fuck this, I can't believe this. Like, you know, she could always turn Jamal around. Because she always had his back. He's always her baby. She walk up out of there. You could tell Cookie's hurt. Then the motherfucker Taraji played the fuck out of it. She roll up out the door. Close the door. Jamal, you know, he being hard. He closed the door, and that motherfucker broke right into that little gay little boy that she pulled out the garbage can, honey. And he broke out the crying and then pulled that shit right back together, honey, and went Lucius and got just as mad. I said, now, where are we going to go fuck up? You know, he ready to go fuck somebody up. Probably go in there and smack the shit out of Michael. But Jussie Smollett and Taraji P. Henson, when I say fuck that scene up, the two of them, they played the shit out of that. I had a goddamn tear in my eye watching that power struggle between Jamal and Cookie, because that ain't something that's supposed to happen. You know, Jamal and Cookie is a team, always been a team. Child, they had that power struggle up in that motherfucker. It was cold-blooded. I loved it. That was the best scene of the whole program. Okay, last thing I'm going to talk about. It was funny as hell. There's this black bitch who is, I think she's the DA or whatever, but she come to see Lucius, and that bitch, her hair was bad as shit. Her hair was sharp. She had this black outfit on. She rolled up in her bitch real sharp. She talking shit to Lucius. Gonna offer Lucius a plea deal and shit and tell him, you know, either you take the deal or I'm gonna hang your ass, you know. She come here talking real good shit. That motherfucking Lucius reared back in that motherfucking chair and told her, really? Really? So you done rolled up in here with your nice little outfit and good hair, but to me, you ain't nothing but a black bitch with cheap shoes on. That bitch's face cracked. And looked at him, she was like, oh, so if that's how you want it, then that's how we'll do it, this, that, the other. He said, you can say whatever you want. You can offer anything you want. You can talk as much shit as you want. But trust me, to me, you will always be nothing but a black bitch with cheap motherfucking shoes on. Boom. I was done. That motherfucking Lucius is cold-blooded. That bitch, she was so motherfucking worked. She went to leave. She gonna say, and by the way, they're Tom Ford. And to Lucius, ain't that bitch, that's still cheap. Now get the fuck on out of here. I was done. Loved it. I loved it. The episode was so good. It was so worth the wait. I am so glad they are back. I am so glad this show is back on the air. Now, like I said, it's a lot, and yes, I have been talking for a long time. I may have missed some things. If I missed anything, I apologize. Put it down in the comments. Also, I got a lot of YouTubers that are friends of mine that are actually going to be doing the show, and definitely go and check out their reviews as well. Okay, so definitely, I'm sure if there's something I missed, one of them would have definitely caught it. And that's, we got Lady Nika, we got the Ghetto View, that's THA, not THE. Ashley Miller will definitely be doing the show. Much love from KY. I'm sure she's going to be doing it. For Its Rocks actually does a whole compilation of the Black Girls on TV, is what she calls it, shows. So she'll be doing Scandal, How to Get Away with Murder, and Empire. Which is, you know, I do all three as well, so you can look forward to that. I cannot wait until tomorrow for my other shit to come on. I can't wait for Viola to come back. And she done won that award, so kudos to you, Viola Davis. Tiki44, my girl, she's new. Go check her out. She's definitely going to be doing a review. Say Sean Bradley, I mentioned my brother. Remember, prayers up for Sean and his family. He may not have a review this week, and if he does, it'll probably come out late, but Sean will probably definitely be doing the show. This is a big one. Mike B definitely does the show. Buzzworthy TVs, that's my baby girl. She does it. Cemented will probably be doing it. Jamila TV will touch on it. She was talking about doing more scripted shows and less reality shows. So I'm really believing, she hasn't said it, but I'm really believing that she will definitely be doing Empire. And I love her channel. So that's Jamila TV. And it's Jamila with an H at the end. .tv. DJ's World 101, a new little brother of mine. I'm sure he's going to be doing Candy of Sweet Addictions TV. Candy, I believe, is doing Empire. And then Spilling the Tea. I'm sure he'll actually do Empire because he was waiting on it to come back too. And then absolutely Scotty and Justin J, I'm sure they'll be touching in as well. And maybe Adrian too. Check out Adrian Expressions. Scotty, if you don't know who Scotty is what is Scotty's channel? Oh, stop it. That's terrible. Oh, that's terrible. Justin J 1232 and Scotty is, oh my gosh, that's horrible. Wait a minute. You know I'm an old bitch. Old. Oh, yeah, check out the Scorpion Show and Cali Butterfly, too. What the hell, Scotty? I don't know why it is slipping my mind that I can't think of Scotty's channel. Mr. Still Standing. God damn. You know what? Getting old is a bitch. Anyway, Mr. Still Standing. One of my favorites. So go check out Mr. Still Standing, which is actually Scotty. Okay? All right, y'all. Oh, Squeaky Jones. Squeaky Jones probably will be touching on it too because you know she loves us. Okay. All right, guys. So that's it. That's all I have. Thumbs up, thumbs down for this video. I will see y'all with this next week. Tune in. I'll be having reviews for, How to Get Away with Murder or Scandal. We'll be back tomorrow. So, all right. I love you guys. Thank you so much for watching. See you guys later.